want reparation, and I need reparation, and that's what I ought to get. So if you don't want it, that is good. Just speak for yourself. Don't speak for me. Bye-bye.
888-971-SAGE. 888-971-7243. I'm Larry Elder. We are ReliefFactor.com studio. I want to get back to this business about the being no crisis on our border in a second. But first, on reparations. I was looking at a comment made by Muhammad Ali when he came back from fighting George Foreman in Zaire. You hear about this? Reporter said, "Hey, champ, what'd you think of Africa?" To which Ali said, and I'm quoting, "Thank God my granddaddy got on that boat," end of quote. When you're assessing damages, wouldn't one measure be how better off would blacks have been had they remained in Africa and not been taken out of Africa or sold into slavery by African chieftains? Look at the gross GDP of Black America. If Black America were a country, be the 17th wealthiest country in terms of gross GDP in the world. There is no country in Africa even close. I looked at corruption index. 1 is really good, 150 real bad. There isn't a single African country that's got a rank any higher than 60. Considered to be part of the most corrupt area in the world. In 1991, Orlando Patterson, a black sociologist at Harvard, I've quoted him before, voted twice for Obama. He's a lefty. In 1991, he said, "America, despite its flaws, is now the least racist majority white society in the world, provides more opportunities and more protections for blacks than any other country in the world, including all of those of Africa," end of quote. By the way, more slaves remain in Africa and served African masters than were taken out of Africa, serving non-African masters. I think I told you one time I had a dispute with a friend of mine who had changed his name to a Muslim name because he was angry at the man. Called Christianity a slave religion. And I said, "Are you aware that the Muslim African slave trade started well before the European slave trade by 300-400 years and continued after?" He said, "Where'd you get that?" From a white historian. And I said, "Henry Louis Gates is white." Shocking. Biden wants free tuition for students at historically black colleges as reparations for slavery. White House advisor says that White House advisor is none other than Cedric Richmond, the one who accused Bill Barr of racism. President Joe Biden will pursue free college tuition for students who attend historically black colleges, universities, and community colleges as a form of slavery reparations. End of quote. Here's what Richmond said, quote, "We don't want to wait on a study. We're going to start acting now," end of quote. Now, I got a question. Kamala Harris went to Howard. Kamala Harris's father side owned slaves. He said so. I didn't. Assuming she applied to Howard, would she get free tuition as a form of reparations? What about Rachel Dolezal? Rachel Dolezal is white, but she attended Howard, graduated. Biden wants free tuition for students at historically black colleges as reparation for slavery. It doesn't seem to say that you have to be black to get reparations. All you have to do is go to a historically black college. Maybe the young lady who called me just now, I gave her an idea. Fill out an application. Maybe they'll admit you. Never too late. There is something called Project 21. It's a conservative organization. One of the members of that organization is a guy named Vince Ellison. He had a comment about who ought to pay for reparations, assuming we have reparations. Maybe he heard my testimony a couple weeks ago. Coming up, according to the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, Jay Johnson, didn't see any evidence whatsoever that Russians were able to change vote tallies, nor did he see evidence that Russia was able to change the outcome of the election. I mention that only because I'm watching CNN and they're reacting to President Trump's CPAC speech, accusing him of lying. The same percentage of Democrats believe that the election was stolen by the Russians as Republicans believe the election was stolen by the left.